If you're related to a Dusty, clap your hands. If you're related to a Dusty, clap your hands. If you're related to a Dusty and don't want your couch musty, tell him no, grow up, it's time to be a man. Hello everyone, this is Angela and welcome to my channel, Angie the ENTJ. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. So we are currently in October and it is peak homosexual mating season. You see, the weather is cooling off and we will soon be in another season of winter. And for those of you who may not know what I am speaking of, let me share that a few years ago, Kevin Samuels co-opted and weaponized a phrase from the Game of Thrones, and that phrase is that winter is coming. It was because at the time when he did this, there were talks going on of OnlyFans demonetizing content creators who created explicit shows on their channel. And it was implying that since there were black women who did this, that without it they were going to starve and that they were going to be desperate. So black women collectively on this platform, as a defense reaction, made it clear that winter was coming for black males, as they represent the population of those who are the most homeless and the least employed in the U.S. population. I believe that this will be year 3 of winter coming for dusty black males. You see, in the first year, there was a decline in black women dating dusty black males, but because the passport bros were busy talking smack, black women were often dismissed. Well, last winter would have been year 2 of winter coming for black men. And yes, black men were dating out in the U.S., but that was a dying movement by last year. And they went from swirling away from black women to swirling away from women from America altogether. Because at first it was all about they had to get them a white woman or get them a preference, okay? And they made it seem like it was everything wrong with black American women. Well, they got with American women of different groups and reality hit them. So then they started marketing, oh, it's just, all American women are bad. So they were doing that all together until Brazil threw them out earlier this year. So now here we are, we're entering year 3 of the black male's dusty winter season. So let's see, the cat is out of the bag on dusties, costing the U.S. government more than $50 billion a year, not contributing, but costing, okay? Now let's add to it that the image of the swirling and divested black woman is maturing and has become a regular sighting, which denotes that the dating pool has permanently changed. So while year 3 of black women's winter is highlighted as sitting by a fireplace, cozy, drinking hot chocolate or pumpkin spice lattes with their engagement rings or wedding rings on their fingers, or while happily being single and living the child-free life. Okay, so while black women are doing that, black males have devolved and they will continue to devolve. This can be seen by the fact that the passport bros have worn out their welcome with their $50 per month child support by 2 p.m. sharp. That little scheme. There's just something about dusties and the number 50 on top of it all. They cost $50 billion to the economy. They talk about going 50-50, and then there's 50 cents, and they're giving $50 child support. It's just something about them and the number 50. And then on top of it all, sex workers decline their appointments because of their bad manners, their lack of decorum, they don't like the tip, they demand so much. So all of this is going on with the fact that black women have moved on. So now they are descending on to their relatives for resources. In particular, they're going to their black sisters, aunties, their mamas, their grandmamas, and so forth, so that they can have a roof over their heads They're going to their old classmates so that they can have a roof over their heads, food to eat, and a place to relieve themselves, along with a little bit of satellite cable and Wi-Fi. However, we still have people that are not accepting the fact that their Pookie and Ray Ray dusty male relatives are still unsuitable males. See, they're still seeing their little cousins, their little nephews, their little brothers, or older brothers in a lot of cases, or their uncles. That's who they're seeing. And they're not seeing big, overgrown, unsuitable males who failed to embrace manhood. So listen, before you pull out the blankets and the pillows to place onto your couch, before you clear your basement to convert it into a spare room, here's where I can help you to save your time, your money, and maybe even your life.
Developing now, authorities have made an arrest in the death of a pregnant woman who was murdered and set on fire in Northwest Fresno. Her own brother now in custody, accused in the crime. Thanks for joining us for Action News Live at 5. I'm Vanessa Vasconcelos.
And right now, we are learning new details about a Labor Day shooting that left a pregnant woman and her husband dead at a park in Maple Heights. Yesterday, the Maple Heights police chief told 3 News the suspected gunman was that woman's brother. And in just the last few hours, they've released his identity. 3 News' Kaitor K is live at Stafford Park, where that shooting unfolded yesterday. Hi, Kaitor.
Hey there, Laura. So this park was full of people for Labor Day events when the shooting happened yesterday afternoon around 3:15 p.m., leaving 3 people dead and another person injured. Maple Heights police have now identified the suspected gunman as Jason Iverson. The victims were his relatives, with whom he allegedly had a feud with. 3 News has learned that they were his pregnant sister, 30-year-old Mercedes Iverson, and her husband, 31-year-old Norbert Carter. Police say when Iverson came to the park, he tried to physically fight them. The family members went to their vehicle to avoid the problem, but witnesses say Iverson then followed them and pulled out a gun. He reportedly shot his sister and a 13-year-old that was in the car, and then chased after his brother-in-law and shot him in a park bathroom.
Now, let's think about it. Placing an unfit male into an alpha position and expecting success is like putting a couch potato on the football field and expecting to win a championship. By observing nature, those of you who have been here for a while, like I like to dip into nature a little bit to understand abstracts. So by observing nature, you will see time and time again, from bears to rams to lions to peacocks to moose, you name it, you will observe that the only positions unfit males, unsuitable males occupy are the sideline. They tend to roam out in the wild solo like a lone wolf, or they group up with other male bachelors like horses and rams, or seals and lions. The ones amongst the bachelors who are tired of being on the sidelines, fighting with other unsuitable males, going without the comfort of the feminine, at the threat of their own genetics going extinct, they will find the internal power to become alpha males. Humanity fundamentally operates in the same manner. A male who wants to become a man will do so by his own internal powers. You cannot provide feminine cooperation and reciprocity to a dusty and hope that it will one day magically turn him into a man. It won't. All that it will do is turn his dust into a dust storm. So it's up to your cousin, your nephew, your uncle, your dad, your brother, your in-law, your ex-in-law, or whoever he is, and so forth. It's up to them to develop their own internal powers to become an alpha, or they should stay on the sidelines. They need to develop the strength not only to become an alpha, but also to maintain the position. Sports mimics some of nature quite a bit, in the sense of showing that you can win the championship this year, but you will have to fight to remain the champion. Similarly, men will need to mimic nature by winning the championship fair and square against other men. They need to become suitable in order to gain access to the resources needed to impress a woman and to eventually grow a family. And like nature, once he wins the championship, he needs to continuously defend his title. If he is unable to do either, then he needs to remain on the sidelines with the rest of them where they whimper and whine. You may want to help him, thinking that if you just give him a little bit of shelter and food, that he will return your generosity or reciprocate with becoming successful, and that he will be reciprocating your efforts by becoming a better man and therefore a better family member. Okay, you may be thinking, oh, you know what? It's just an extra plate of food at dinner. Oh, he'll just be on the couch or the spare room temporarily. Not a problem. Trust me when I say that he will not. You see, reciprocity is a feminine trait, and it's natural for you to think that I am being harsh because I'm saying don't help out your dusty relative, especially as another feminine person. However, as the only sister to a dude who is doing multiple life sentences in a maximum security state prison, yep, by law, he's technically my brother. Listen, I can spot game from afar because I grew up next to a hardened criminal. And he had his father in his life, along with his father's family. He was not deprived of the necessities during his childhood. I am here to tell you that if you help your dusty relative, here's what he is going to do. What will happen is that he will give the illusion of having resources to an unsuspecting woman and then create a family. So while you're out busy working 2 jobs and a paper route, dealing with higher bills and higher food costs for letting this person into your home, and you're doing all of this because you're thinking, okay, I'm going to progress in my life financially and in other ways. So I'll just bring him along the journey. You know, he just needs a little help, but I can manage it. Listen, let me tell you something. He's using your vulnerabilities to make it easier to get access to some punana. Think about it. The money that you could have used to get your hair done, your nails done, and other spa treatments to buy more outfits, buy a new purse, you know, the stuff that you like to do for yourself that you could have done more frequently, but you were so nice and kind and thought it would be better used towards your dusty male relative. Your generosity, he is using those same resources to find some easy access punana to explode into while you're working overtime to help him, while your family members cheer you on with compliments for taking them in. Oh, good. You're such a nice sister. You're such a nice auntie. That's so big of you. You're so sweet. Listen, girl, look, I'm trying to tell you, don't be fooled. This is a screenshot from one of my previous videos of a homeless Dusty who was actively residing in a homeless shelter at the time when he called the police on an even more dustier dude than he is. Because this homeless Dusty, okay, he had $25 and he wanted to get some punana, but he had to go and buy some dope for the prostitute so he can get access to the punana. And yeah, you heard me right the first time. He was living in a homeless shelter. So he went to get the dope from the dude. The man took his money and ran off. So he did not get the dope and she did not give up the goods. That's why he called the police on the other dude that ran off with his money and the drugs, because he wanted to get the other dude locked up for theft and possession of the same drugs that he was going to use to exchange for her services. The link to the video is in the description box, y'all. So you see, even when he finds a woman that is foolish enough to devalue herself in order to be in a relationship with him or to have relations with him, if a baby arrives, reality will quietly enter the chat and disillusion will begin to settle in. And then she'll be wanting him to do the things that a real man would never have a problem with, such as being present as a father, such as buying diapers, paying for doctor's visits, buying baby formula, setting up college funds, or, actually being around, being a dad, as opposed to him being a sperm donor and so forth. He will still lack the ability to provide for them without you, nice little girl, nice little woman, without you helping him. So this is when he will be dragging his offspring back into the fold of his female relatives in order for them to scramble to take care of, that means you, by the way, or he will abandon the woman and the children that he created. Because see, he is like putting a couch potato out on the football field and expecting a championship. He doesn't have the capacity to win it. This is why I'm here to help you to see that it's cheaper to leave an unsuitable male relative on the sidelines in the bachelor herd of other unsuitable males to sort out his manhood or lack of it. Assisting him into manhood in terms of giving him resources is like putting a couch potato on the football field and expecting him to fully participate in the game. It's not going to happen. Save your time, save your money, your energy, and in an increasing number of cases, unfortunately, save your own life by saying no. Repeat after me. No. Say no to the dusty relatives who want to use your resources to help themselves hide from reality. And you too. It's okay for you to say, what's that word? It's one syllable, 2 letters. No. Well, it's 2 letters in English. In French, it's 3. Spelled N-O-N. But it all sounds the same, though. No. Okay? So that's all I have to say for now. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Take care until next time.